Yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody, thank you for tuning in. The Packet Ganja Show, now let's begin. Candy dabs all around from the left to the right. Super Audio is the network, spark up the live.
An audio and eyesight, Packing Ganja Show tape light. So fire up the episode, that be so tight. Just finished up day with some blunt energy. Pack a bow in a bong, take a dab, we get halfway.
Go. It's the Packet Ganja Show, let's go.
Oh, it's the Packet Ganja Show, let's go. Oh, it's the Packet Ganja Show, let's go. Oh,
It's the Packet Ganja Show,
let's go.
Yeah! That was actually decent.
What's up?
Was good, y'all.
What time is it?
A little bit after 7 p.m. The Packing Ganja Show. That's to my right here. I got my man Bill Packman, a.k.a. Pocket Chime.
What up, what up, what up?
What the fuck, Packy?
I'm your boy, Paraganja. And, of course, we got our Captain, Dre Day. Oh, the Rock Phenom, missing in action. And, then, of course, we got our Captain, Dre Day, all day.
Almost, bro. Almost. You're going
What threw me off is because, see, Kamo's sitting in Rock's seat right now. Like, so, you know what I mean?
Wait, does Kamo look Filipino?
No, he doesn't look anything like Rock. So that's why I was trying to ignore that area so I don't mix it up and say Kamo or Rock's in the building. But yeah, I gotta mention his name because he comes in the
All right,
whistle.
who's that guess? Who's that guess?
But anyway, today we got like a packed ass house in here.
Yes, sir.
Well, technically, we pretty much got the original Section 9 in the house.
The OG.
With the OG Section 9, because we got Rymen Rahmastah like we promised.
Yes,
We got the homie Douglas D in the building.
Hey, Douglas D is a treat because when I reached out to him, originally he was like, I don't think I'm going to make it. So I didn't think at all. It wasn't until today in the morning when I need the address.
Yes, sir.
And then,
Hell
of course,
yeah.
That signal.
And then of
That
course we also got some family up in the building. We got the homie Kamo in the building.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Not drinking 211s today.
Never again, man, never
There's 4
again.
people in Section 9. Yeah,
There was, but the original was 3 people. It was us 3.
Yeah.
Well,
The first album was 3 of them, and then the second
Why did
project.
the 4th guy? What happened? He got deported? Nah.
No, he came in on the second album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said we have the original Section 9.
He's still in it.
Okay. You guys think you guys came out of the group?
Well, it was when Packy reached out, he said it Mayhem, right? Project Mayhem.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we're not just only Section 9, but we're Mayhem, OG Mayhem.
Okay.
Matrick, the homie Matrick came after. Like, he wasn't part of the original Mayhem, right? He got there a little bit after. And he's more like Section 9.
Because he was a solo artist
I didn't
first.
really
huh?
reach out to him. Yeah, exactly.
He was a solo artist.
He's from, we grew up together, dog. We go a long way back, so we created Mayhem together, you know what I mean?
God damn, that music was loud.
Matrick came in maybe 3 years after.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Okay.
And I know these guys for a long time, so.
Like I've known Doug and Rymen since they were 16 and I was 19.
Yeah, a long time
What?
ago.
That would
Yeah.
admit that, bro.
Which if
Go
you
ahead,
know
talk more
Packy-
about that. What are you doing?
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, all I gotta say is that when I turned 21, they all turned 21.
Hell yeah, that was the homie right
It
there.
said every PDF in the world.
Oh shit, I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, age and maturity are not always on the same wavelength. You know?
Right, that's true.
Packy's always been a kid at heart.
Always.
Sir,
He
that's
still
what I know the
is,
guy.
and he always has kids on his heart. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
And kids in his house, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, my son.
before he had son. Nah,
Kids
shout
on the
out,
mind,
yeah.
kids on the heart, yeah. I
So,
get it.
so
I
we
get
are
it.
like the OG guys or originators
See,
or however.
I remember even before Project Mayhem, there was something that it was called the Beat Shack, and it was just a bunch of homies getting together and fucking having a beat session and
Bro,
freestyling.
you guys, what's
What happened?
keep talking, go ahead.
No, what happened?
No. What's this beat session? Go ahead.
No, it's the Beat Shack.
Yeah.
So it like
Beats as far as instrumentals.
So
not-
basically, let me.
not
Thank
in-
you, Doug.
not any other-
I
not
didn't
any
get that.
underline, yeah.
Adrian, I didn't get that.
Bro, I'm just
But
there.
I got
no,
that.
see, but I didn't
beat session.
Yeah.
Beat Shack.
Just the homies in the shack.
we were
having a
going-
beat session.
We were going hard.
Like, bro, like I didn't even, but I didn't even get to finish. I didn't even get to finish talking about it.
I told you to keep going.
I mean,
like,
we
huh.
just whipped our instruments out and started stroking and banging, you know?
Serio.
Bro, I
Make
was
it
banging
happen.
on beats.
I know. No, I'm just saying, like it used to be a bunch of homies where it was just a bunch of freestyles and fucking the homies making beats.
That's pretty much how we know each other through music and hip hop, right? That's kind of why we stuck to each other, because we love the same elements of hip hop, the rapping. And I used to live in a trailer, right, when I was younger, and I always wanted a place to make beats, right? I used the drum machine, Douglas played the guitar, and then we had a keyboard guy, and we all freestyled. So this was like the Beat Shack, right? It's a trailer where we all just get together and freestyle, jam out, have a good time.
Hey, do you still have some of those tapes?
And that's when we were kids. Oh yeah, that's when we were kids, or not kids, but we were older.
That's dope. That's dope. You guys still got the music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Recorded on tapes and shit like that.
Tape decks.
But
That shit was
the
fucking
quality's
dope.
not good.
No, of course,
it's
but it's still
grinding.
dope to have.
Oh, I
it.
got
Oh,
those.
I wish I had any
One
of
day
that
I'm gonna
stuff.
sit with these guys and
Go
when
over
we get
them.
older, we're gonna just chill and play those.
Bro,
right?
that's
why I
great.
have them.
I have the worst music, but just to hear it again would be like, fuck, you took you back that time. It's like watching a whole
Yeah.
video.
No, exactly. I do that. I kind of time travel, and I just know I remember exactly what the fuck we were doing, And so that's kind of where we started at,
See, after that, I mean, we all went our own separate ways. We still kicked it, but not as much. And it wasn't until later on down the line when Rymen and Doug started doing Project Mayhem.
Well, we were doing this thing called Stone Age, right? Remember?
Oh yeah. Stone
Stone
Age
Age
Mag. It was a magazine that it was me, KO, Doug, and Rymen that we started. We were an online magazine, and we went around to shows, and we got a chance to interview a lot of dope hip hop artists that influenced us into being not just being a fan, but influenced us into being MCs as well.
Right.
Those were some great fucking times.
It was
bro.
supposed to be like
Shit.
a digital magazine where we interview classic hip hop legends like Pete Rock, CO Smooth, Afu Rock,
EPMD,
Group
ooh.
Home, EPMD,
Cannabis.
Cannabis, like dope artists that we grew up with, And when we were doing that, we just created a bond where we're living the hip hop thing,
Do you remember when
Who did all the interviews?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did. Mostly
I don't believe that.
it was
actually,
him.
no,
It was
let's
him and
take that
KO.
back. Yeah,
It was him and KO.
But I would do the research, right? And
I had the
and get
camera. I would take
questions.
pictures, and then the
Yeah, he was
homie,
the photographer.
the homie Neo was the one
The
recording
camera.
with the
Douglas-
camera.
Douglas was on the camera too.
Yeah.
So we all
So-
had our positions. But KO was the homie. He would do the interviews. I just get the questions ready. So we all had our place, our position, and it was dope. We were all homies, and we were able to do that. So I feel like when we did that, we got a taste of. We didn't really make money. I don't think we were doing it to make money,
No,
right?
we were just trying to get out there and let people know, hey, this is who we are. We're trying to document hip hop
Yes,
and
we
stuff
were
like
trying to
that.
There's a
document
lot of that
hip-hop.
going on at the time.
Hip hop documentary.
And this was
Yeah.
this was what 2005, 6.
Yeah,
So the whole YouTube thing, to me at least, wasn't
wasn't
even
relevant yet.
It wasn't where it is now.
Right?
No.
We were just filming, and local cats like Para. That's where we met Para. We'd record every local artist. We weren't even about just the headliner,
Not just about the people that we got influenced by, like actual local artists that we thought were dope and shit. Because we would go to a lot of. See, the thing is that me and KO used to be promoters for this other magazine. It was called SP Magazine, another hip hop magazine. So once that magazine ended, me and KO reached out to Doug and Rymen and said, "Hey, we have an idea." And that's where Stone Age was born. So because of SP Magazine, we were able to get our foot into a lot of places, and they remembered us because of that. And
They
because
were a
of
big
that,
inspiration for sure.
yeah, because of that, they would, hey, want to come through,
They were doing-
record us, they'll let us come and interview a lot of the artists and shit.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of the hottest interviews at that time. They had Jurassic 5. They had all the LA,
Yeah,
the
they had, like, the
Visionaries,
Roots,
the
everybody,
Roots,
yeah.
everybody. Damn. So we looked up to them. At least I know I did.
Oh, definitely.
Packy and KO knew them personally.
We were their foot soldiers.
Yeah, they were doing the poster snipes.
I started driving, and so me and KO will go to their office, and a lot of times, a lot of the artists that were on the cover, they would be there, and we got to meet them, and then they would just hook us up with a bunch of boxes of magazines and flyers,
Right.
and they would call the people because they knew a lot of the people who were throwing the hip hop events.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got some people that are gonna come through. Let them in the show. And we'll hey, yo, I'm so and so, SP Magazine. Oh yeah, come through. Boop. We got access, bro. That shit was
Yeah,
fucking
and
awesome.
with that, the homie KO just created like an aura of Jedi where we could get in any show, dog.
Yup.
Any show we could get into, dog. All we gotta do is say,
We're
what the
Stone Age
fuck?
man.
No, we're here. What the? We're on the guest list. And
hey,
it was like a mantra sort of that we just kind of tricked
Yeah,
ourselves.
mantra. Do you remember?
Okay, fuck it. We're all gonna believe that. All we
you-
gotta do is just say we're on the guest list, and sometimes it would work.
It worked, yeah. But do you
Sometimes
remember
it
when? Do you remember when Neo created
the badge?
media passes?
Yeah,
he created
exactly.
media passes, right?
Exactly.
And there was a big ass event. It was called We the People. Well, it was like on his second year, and we just said, "Fuck it, let's create some badges,
Yeah.
and let's say we're part of the media."
We're into our social engineering that way back, like.
So we got
sick.
the badges made, and then I drove us to the event, and we entered through where the media would enter, and we're like, hey, yeah, we're Stone Age Mag with media. We're here to record, do interviews. No questions asked, bro. Go on in, park, and then you can go through there.
So it was a good experience, right?
Yeah,
It was a
bro,
learning experience.
We got to interview so many dope
we got
people.
to live the hip hop that we grew up with. So as we were doing that, little by little, we got into the rapping. We're all flowing, and then I started taking. We took it more serious. We wanted to record better quality, so I started taking classes to engineer music production, and then I actually picked up the engineering part. And I think that's when we took it to the next level, where okay, this music thing is serious. We're all rappers. We all I was making beats. We knew a couple beat makers, and then we slowly built it, right? D.
Well, let me interject and continue on the story. Well, essentially, while all these things were going and all things were aligning, I get a call one day, and it's like I had already tried to, be out there and kind of collab with other artists, and I kind of seemed like, wow, studio time was expensive, and it's like, we're can't afford to be all about that, So I get a call one day, and it's like, yo, K, I was like, what up, D? I got this MacBook ready to go. I'm going to lock and load it, whatever you need. You got the funds for it right now? 6 bills. I'm like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So with that being said, it was the start of like some that we didn't even completely expect, but we knew it was right. Next thing you know, by whatever misfortune happened, I end up moving into this crazy ass trap house in Compton.
In the middle of
I remember that. That's when I came around.
And then,
that's right.
If I could paint you a visual picture, it's like we're in the middle of like hood Compton.
Alameda and 113th, no?
Alameda
Street from Compton, Suave.
135th.
Alameda and 135th.
So I mean, you walk.
I was probably your neighbor.
You walk in. You walk, and it was like you walk into this house. You got the dirt yard. You got the pit bull outside. Right. You open this house, and it's like, whoa, okay. So it just looked like, that kind of construction that George Lopez always joked about. Where, like they didn't use no measuring tape or nothing.
No levelers.
No levelers, nothing. There was no floor. It was like.
Right.
There was like unfinished everything. When the light shined, you could see the fucking bottom of the floorboard and
It
all
was like
that
the
stuff.
Shaq 2.0.
You can go from the living room and not be able to touch the ceiling, and then go all the way to the back of the end and be able to touch the ceiling.
For real.
Things rolled down. The house was sinking. One room didn't even have a door. It just had a plywood with 2 hinges.
2 inches?
And
I can honestly say that I called that place my home for 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, he was
with that being said, I was like,
I was a tenant
a tenant and shit.
I was like,
with
okay.
Douglas D.
Were you at the door? The door? No. Were you in the
No, I was in the living room.
He
was in
didn't
the
even-
living room.
So before Packy came in, I had my boy stay with me, and it was, didn't go too well. So what ended up happening was like, hey, I decided like we're gonna use that room for something. We got the space, so I reached out to Rymen. I'm like, hey, you good with your school? I got this laptop. Let's make it happen. What else do we need? So he told me the components we need, and I don't want to go into detail, but we had to do some
Yeah.
RZA type style stuff a little bit under the table to get the rest of our equipment.
We have to.
And
Did they
then
get our blowjobs?
Nothing like that.
nothing like that.
I mean, the stroll was down the street from you on Long Beach Boulevard. You could have just posted up out there and, you know.
No.
But definitely was the sin what we did.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And then,
So, let's
with
just
that
go
being
like
said, even with the materials, how I got the materials, sorry company that no longer exists, but oh well, thank you for your support.
Damn.
The materials to build the booth and everything.
You ever think they're not around because you took the supplies?
They lost out on money.
It all started with us.
Yeah, it was.
Nah,
we
we
were one of the first to dip our hands in the cookie jar.
Yep.
Everybody just kind of tumbled in.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's like we started it out and it just aligned beautifully. And I remember the very first session, and oh my God, was it a session? Undisputed most takes you'll ever heard. How many takes was it? It was like so many takes. It was KO
And me.
KO and Packy in the booth.
Yeah,
And it
but
was
you can't.
And then
you
this
can't blame
booth was
them.
fucking small,
it was
dude.
it was a tiny little four,
like- yeah,
it was like
it
a
was
four by it was like a 4x4 booth. Little hot box.
Two guys in there, 20
both you guys in there?
Standing on each
something
other.
takes. Cause so
It was like a back-to-back song.
I'm part of Section 9, but me and KO were also the Ganja Duo. So we were doing something for the Ganja Duo, and it required for us to both be in the booth. 20 something takes, bro, in that
Yeah.
shit.
Just
I mean-
locked on.
I mean, we're definitely rookies. So as far as my producer skills of making sure the song comes out good, weren't there. So I had these guys in there for too long, you know.
Yeah, for real.
But they were troopers, you know.
Should've just-
Like they kept at it, like fuck it. And I was like, we were there for at least an hour and a half,
Yeah.
maybe, just to try to get a verse. But what they were doing was going back to back, and that's not really easy, you know, when it comes to rapping.
I would just record it like a backtrack and let one of them
Right.
go. And
We
then
we didn't know that. we were learning.
Now that's
we
what people
were
do.
learning.
But I
This
wanted
is
to
the
capture.
beginning.
I want to capture their energy,
Yeah.
their chemistry that they had.
But look what happened. They were
but
talking
no,
on each
exactly.
other's neck.
Right. But it was. I gotta say, it was a dope experience for me as far as the engineer, because that was developing my patience, right? My because being an engineer takes a lot of patience. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. I
Like,
have
you
none.
gotta sit there and make sure you don't interrupt the session, no matter how many times the artist messes up, right?
Yeah.
And people say, oh, first take, like fuck that first take shit, like
Yeah,
nah,
no,
dog.
I believe in
You gotta go as many times as
Yeah.
you gotta go.
Until it feels
You know,
just right.
And I've heard and the crazy thing is, a couple years later, Medusa, you know, I had her in the studio, and
So-
she was in there for like, she did at least 60 takes, you know,
That's cool.
60
It's not
takes.
the 60 takes.
Try
It's
to-
that you had two
Yeah.
dudes in there on top of each
And when
other.
she
A
did
small
that-
ass space and shit.
when
Dude.
she
It, was,
did
it,
that-
it got hot and
What happened when
stuffy.
Section 9 y'all got in there? Like all four of you guys.
Nah,
got
I
in there
know.
and shit.
Oh.
What's gonna happen?
Impossible. No, but then I learned, you know, after a while.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Packy,
The takes is not the problem.
Packy, KO, and Douglas were like my guinea pigs as
Yeah.
far as engineering and producing.
Yeah.
They would always fucking listen to everything I would say. And at that time, I was
dope.
the
He was our
the
RZA.
technician. I was the technician. I knew about bars. I knew about counting, about the structure
That's
and
dope.
all that. The
Yeah,
foundation.
when they asked me to be part of Section 9 and Mayhem, I had no idea about fucking counting
Right. A
bars
lot of
or
people don't.
snares or anything like that. But it was Rymen, it was Doug, and it was Kale that
You still don't know about
taught
bars.
me. Fuck you.
You still got no more.
I mean, that's how I learned rock. Rock had to teach me.
no,
right.
Rock and Low taught me how to count bars,
I mean,
and everything like that.
Yeah, so
Before,
a lot
I had
of
no
us don't-
idea.
And what was dope, like too, is like every time before we had a session, we would chill outside, smoke a joint, and we would freestyle. But sometimes we would battle each other to keep us on our toes.
That's right.
That's dope.
Yeah,
You know
we.
what I mean?
It was definitely exercising. You know, learning from, taking from what we learned, working with professionals, in the ciphers in the streets. I wanted to use all that into whatever we're doing. Because from the gate, it was gonna be a studio, but it was gonna be more than just a studio. Because I've seen studios, and when you walk into my
It
studio,
was gonna be like a Diddy party.
it doesn't look.
You know what? There was a couple parties.
It doesn't look.
That
Wait a minute, dog.
Fucking
Cite
Kaki
something.
Chan.
I know I made you cite something.
I think you just got confused because you showed up too early when Packy was getting out of the bathroom and he was rubbing himself down with lotion.
But I always had the idea.
It was mayonnaise, fool.
Actually, it was another group that had the funny part. Nothing underage. It was all everybody was of
Right,
age.
never that high.
But it was kind of funny.
But it involved me
Who
too.
checked IDs?
You were
Yeah,
there.
this was
You were
who
there
checked.
because
Who checked
your
IDs?
room was across.
No ID check, dog.
And yeah, I guess if it comes down to that, yeah.
Hey,
What's up, J Movie?
We definitely that's not
Gee.
something that we promote,
What's up with your
right?
fine ass?
But I was just trying to build a place like a dojo, right?
Oh, someone take it.
Where we get to work on the craft, perfect it, and make it better, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't into trying to, like, none of us were trying to make it big. None of us were trying to make money out
That's
the
cool.
music,
Yeah,
you know.
I get it.
So that's why I vibe with these guys, because that's what I was about from the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm in it for the art, and that's it.
it's hard to be when money's involved. It's
Yeah.
hard to be about the art and about the
Yeah,
love of it.
and
when
I always knew that
business is
because
involved.
I also learned a little bit about the business of music, right? That's when my mind shifted, like, oh damn, the business is something.
You know,
You know what I was gonna say is, and I was telling this to Packy the other day. It was already kind of later on into when the Mayhem started really getting on its feet. And there was a point where we were throwing some shows over in Boyle Heights. I forget what the spot's called. It was on Whittier Boulevard. I think it's actually called the Boulevard now that I remember correctly, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think I remember that spot.
the Boulevard. Yeah, it is called the Boulevard.
and it was the lineup that we had. It was all of us, the different Mayhem artists. It was, I think it was you.
Oh, that was my birthday bash.
There
It was my birthday bash.
Okay, there was your birthday, but this was another one. This wasn't your birthday bash.
No?
This was more of like, it was almost like a Mayhem show. Like if we really had like, you know, kind of like how the first time we had that one time the investor looking at us, this
you were
would have been
there.
the show to really for him to see. Because I felt
remember
like
that
at that point we
I
were
remember
kind
that,
of
fool.
like an established label. When I saw like the lineup, you had me and Packy. We were the stoner duo
Right.
with the classic style
The hip
beats.
hoppers, the OG
Yeah,
hip hoppers.
you had Bloom Coon, who was like the trap style. I might have still been Boulevard at the time. I'm not
Right,
sure,
right.
but I don't know if it was Boulevard
Tank
or AIM.
White.
And then Tank White was barely coming around getting his feet wet, so I think he was hosting the show.
It was like the white freestyle
Yeah,
rapper.
that
Yeah.
you didn't expect. We had
Yeah.
Fallacy, who was
Right.
who was the female MC,
Right.
and then we had Kits Kraken,
Oh, yeah.
who was like the funk soul.
Right.
You needed
Bro.
you need some soul on your
R&B,
hook,
right there.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I remember I think I even told you I was like,
That sounded like back in the days when DEI was illegal.
but no, this is
Hey, we DI since day one.
yeah, like but see,
And
the
then we
idea-
also had an arsenal of producers. We had
Yeah.
Rymen as a producer.
You guys-
we had Studio Steve,
Prods,
Prods,
That's
and
right.
Ardos,
Ardos,
J Dang.
and you guys all were getting down like on like
Live.
you had your own live.
Live beats, huh? Yeah.
So it was like I was looking, I was like, wow, like you guys were like the production team to the
Yeah,
label.
yeah.
We all held different positions
Yes,
on the
sir.
label,
Yes,
and
sir.
I think I even remember saying, really, probably the only thing we really probably could really use to our team at that time
a Jewish guy.
would have would have been a woman singer because we had the female
like a R&B
MC,
singer or
but like a woman
vocalist.
singer.
You know what? Remember we
Hey,
had
Fantasy's
Patrice?
been doing some singing these
Kool-Aid
days.
girl?
Yeah, for a quick
For-
second.
yeah, we did a show with her. But
This was way after. But
Patrice,
you-
I even did a track with
yeah.
Patrice too. She did a hook for my
Yeah.
first solo album.
you know, that's always been my goal. I've always had goals in my head.
What do you remember? Tell me in detail.
I know.
That
And
smile
for
tells me
sure,
a
that
lot.
was my goal to represent the different talent of music.
Yeah.
Not just rappers, but also beat makers. Like,
Yeah.
because it's that beat makers are real important. Now it's obvious. Everybody's
Yeah.
right. But back then, beat makers weren't really getting a lot of props.
But you know what?
I mean?
And like I said, that's why I thought of it like a label because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you know, like basically back, you know, when Ruthless, you could say, you know, there was a time when you had Dre, you had Yella, you had
Michelle.
DJ Quick as producer. That was the production team.
Right.
Death Row
Yeah.
had Dre, had Johnny J, had
Right.
Daz,
Aftermath
all
had
these
Dre,
people.
had Eminem, had
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, you
a
have
lot,
to.
a lot of their even
always
Soul
raised them.
Assassins had DJ Muggs, had you know what I
Right.
mean?
One thing I always understood
Hard.
for sure because I was reading about this is that you need a team. For sure. There's no such thing as individual. Like at least in the hip hop we grew up, you know. And when I learned that Premier learned from another producer, Buckwild, I was like, whoa, Premier's like the fucking Michael Jordan of hip hop beats, right?
Yeah.
But he learned it from somebody else who's not that famous.
Yeah.
We're like, whoa, like I learned that that you can learn from everybody, and you need to bring people together in order for you to get better. I was a rapper at the time, so I always felt like, man, the more people I have around me, the better rapper I'm gonna be. Just point simple.
Now, what we're gonna do right now?
Yes, sir.
Nah,
We're
fuck
gonna
that.
take a break, and we're gonna have
fuck
Dre
I know, I'm ready.
play.
Nah, fuck that.
We're gonna have Dre play
fuck that.
Rock Phenom set.
Nah, fuck
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
Shout out to
Rock
man.
Phenom.
Rock Phenom.
Day one.
We miss you, man.
Probably working right now.
Transit crew, right?
Filipino assassino, Mr. Rock Phenom.
Yeah,
Yes,
speaking
sir.
of Rock
Fila.
Phenom, Transit Crew, we're gonna be rocking
Rock
Patrick's
Fila.
birthday this week.
It's going down this Saturday.
So going down
Oh, you guys are doing a set at the Gem Wax?
Yeah,
I'm performing too.
Is there something going on this Saturday?
My birthday
Yes,
bash.
it's
You
Saturday.
should
Oh,
come.
bash.
You should come.
I gotta be
Gem
at a
Works.
quinceañera,
I can't.
dog.
I gotta wash my hair.
Let's go to Rock set.
Hey,
You don't have hair.
I might have to stop you there, Paragon, because you're not allowed these days to use the word trans. So you're gonna have to use some other.
I could say transit.
No, you can't say transit.
The bus.
No, you can't use trans.
No, the
gotta
bus
use-
still says transit.
You got
No,
you
it
got.
It's still the
says-
Metro
It just
Transit.
says a way to
That's
get you
fucked
from
up.
point A to point
He's
B.
right. He's right. You gotta use women's crew now. It's like,
You know what?
You gotta
Fuck
use-
that.
you
I'm
gotta
still
use
stuck.
the woke.
I'm still. Hey, I'm too old to be woke. I'm conscious.
bro, women's crew. That's right. You gotta
Remember my days? Everybody was conscious.
women's crew. Conscious party.
I was somewhat conscious.
Observa a família, hoje tá diferente, brincando com notas de 100 real. Cordão no pescoço, brilhando pra fora na minha camisa do Senegal. O intuito não é ser legal, é só chegar na moral. Meus manos só fica tranquilo do lado.
Just like doing things.
A walk legal, baile na pedra do sal. Leva igual no Natal, mas tá normal. Sobe que desce, que vem dela e eu vou passar mal, mas tá normal. Outra ressaca moral, pega os ladrões varal. Antes da meia-noite o que não pode é dar mortal. Várias gatas na viela, todas elas dando tchau. Porque sabe que o pai é um cara especial. Cada situação flui de um jeito natural. E ninguém sabe o seu final. Sempre a família hoje tá diferente, brincando com notas de 100 real. Cordão no pescoço, brilhando pra fora na minha camisa do Senegal. O intuito não é ser legal, é só chegar na moral. Meus manos só fica tranquilo do lado de fora com os bang legal, walk legal. Os caras invocando o portal, queimando o gato no quintal, fazendo um jutsu mal. Só ideia de 1000 graus, só papo grau, porque tô no rasante, você sabe como é. Então, se me ver passando, me aplauda de pé.
Stepped into this jam with the FBI crew. People dancing up a sweat, just doing it too. I didn't know this girl, but she walked up like she knew me. Wrapped her arms around me and began to kick it to me. She explained the way she was in love with my red hair. She said she had a room and she wanted to take me there. The crew was saying nope, but my body saying yup. So I listened to the crew step back and told her pump it high, pump it high, pump it, pump it high, pump it high, pump it, pump it high, pump it high, pump it, pump it high, pump it high. This girl girl was so fed up that I had just the owner's floor. But what else could she do? Cause I'm the kind of guy girls are waiting for. So she started dancing with me, but that couldn't dance for long. Cause by that time they had spotted us, they wanted us to get on. So we stepped up to the mic, things started getting hype. We started for an hour, turned out to rock all night. It blew my mind to see all these bodies in this party. The beat came on, I did my song, the one called Pump It, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Hottie, Pump It, Pump It,
Hold up. Pro in a particular mind, the flow ridiculous, so inconspicuous. I do it with the pride, and I'm foes pretending that whole division is cold, but killing, but won't listen when I'm shooting with the rhyme, with the heaviest weapon and villain artillery stock, and I step in to settle the deal like a general with the metal. Either I'm ready to prove that even at my level that the fellow flowing skills are incredibly sharp. Meant to be the head dog, Corleone, beat them dead, feed them lead, speak the best audio flow. You don't know how to party within your ought to go home. It gotta be your body the way that my cardio go. Giving and dominant, rhyming, living a life, the nigga that got a grip. Give me a minute to rock it, and I'm gonna give it a little throttle quick. They're not ready to believe it when I body the beat, the chop of the beast. I gotta be the one that came to demolish it. Walking hot streets, niggas hate they moderate. I'm on top of my peak and niggas take it for mockery. Rock shop, I speak and I slay these ladies. Pop lock to the beat like them 80s babies. I demonstrated, I say I never hesitated when my shit dope. Regulated, elevated, sedated, I meditated. Nigga that never separated, nigga that front of me, nobody get him, a nigga that know the formula to spit quotes. Hold up. Get my nigga to understand it, running mad. Niggas understand, damn where they spotted, bro. Niggas are upper handed, doing enough of damage, running with the rugged man, and we on top of the globe. Hold up. Call a nigga geometry the way that I can lay it down, and I get to spit it, dumb killer. It's a lyrical odyssey the way that I get to run it off the mouth like Mr. Tongue Twister.
Nothing but big bucks in my billfold. So you know I gotta keep a couple L's roll. When the spot gets lit, stepping to me for a hit. You can miss me with that, tell him hell no. Hold up. Back up off, you too close, my guy. I'm stoned, you be doing the most, you not slide. Was trying to kick it, but if I keep sipping liquor, I'ma turn this motherfucking rap show to a hold up. Big bucks in my billfold. So you know I gotta keep a couple L's roll. When the spot gets lit, stepping to me for a hit. You can miss me with that, tell him hell no. Hold up. Back up off, you too close, my guy. I'm stoned, you be doing the most, you not slide. I was trying to kick it, but if I keep sipping liquor, I'ma turn this motherfucking rap show to a hold up.
Locomotion when I get up in the race. I was itching to get up in the place so I could spit in your face. I was searching for a beat like Diamond D. I was downstairs digging in the crates. Hold up. An immaculate nigga from the East Coast, in front of Midwest, just creeping. So let's just peep it. Twister on the beat by the producer for the video for best kept secret. Hold up. Even make a lion fear when I am near pioneers. It's something when I appear on the track with a veteran. It be something like medicine and the shit be so potent it be giving them diarrhea. Hold up. With every bit of it coming about you wanna be popping it. Like a DJ, my partners will be so intricate. You live in a rhythm when I'm spitting, the flow will be intimate. Cause I how I rap, I be counting my Benjamins. Hold up. Make you feel the fist of fury, if it's the jury, I got a face for violence when I bust. I be rhyming in my cuffs. When the prosecutor asked me why, cause I was fucking with a diamond in the rough. Hold up. Lyrical tool be the Ruger when I do ya. I make you disappear like a Bermuda, especially if I blew the Buddha. Because of how I do when I do ya. And if you talking shit, I go and get the Ruger. Hold up. Never give an empathy or sympathy, energy when I be killing my enemy. Cause I never pretend to be somebody that be scared of war when I make a metaphor out of a simile. Hold up. Check out the flow when I rap a little fast. I coming hard and plus I'm gon' stir. It's what you get from a natural disaster. And the hardest of the song.
On the internet, talking about these rappers on the internet, sitting there trying to look innocent, talking about rappers ain't militant, talking about you trappers on the internet, talking about them clappers on the internet, Google up these nuts, bitch, I've been a vet, I don't give a fuck what's on the internet. Look at that nigga on that keyboard. Saturday night, he must be bored. Talking that shit in that Discord. Did his research, it was piss poor. Did a whole history on Abel and Cain. Don't even know his great grandmama name. How does bitch nigga think he ordained to tell me what is a motherfucking shame? Asking for change, asking for likes. Please subscribe to my bullshit tribe. Who's your top 5, dead or alive? Did you know that he was a dyke? Sip, 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 gossip like a bitch. That celebrity, he ain't rich. That motherfucker, he ain't shit. Nigga can't do him, fuck my bitch. I am bitter, I'm on Twitter. Rapping asshole, I'm gonna get her. That little critter might be with her. I'm at home, stuck with the litter. I'm on a shitter, planning dinner. How I become the babysitter. I don't give a fuck that I used to be a rapper. Presto, bitch, I am Jake Tapper. Talking about these rappers on the internet. Talking about these rappers on the internet.
I am. Baby girl, I need a little minute. Daddy a little lifted off of something mid. But the amount I did took it from mellow buzz to what year is this? I'm Kyle Reese with my dickies creased. I got a beer belly, they call me OG. And if they say they're from the era that I'm from and don't know me, I don't know, homie. Philippine celebrities at gala affairs. Film stars smile ear to ear and talk food and tourism and charity giving. Might do a cultural fundraiser every year. But they ain't feeling my presence there. They know I ain't scared, I'm too self-aware. Representation, yeah, I don't care. Just like an eagle and Griffith Park, that's just weird. They take a native land and sell to foreign man, then ruin the land and no consequence. I mean, Wang Odd on the cover of Vogue, but leave tribal leaders that on the side of the road. It's like they don't know, cause if they did, they wouldn't be on red carpets not mentioning shit.
Dad, are you okay?
What year is this? Y'all wasting time, back home they dying. You gotta pick with your koi, so I guess that's fine. You go back home to where your parents from, get on IG Live, show the kids in the slums. Algorithm, engagement driven, more fun in the Philippines to boost tourism while money exiting to foreign banks. And Philippine presidents give corporate thanks. Fuck that, man, it's fire. Banging like a Bible in a dryer. What year is this? Been a good little minute, but I'm still around, still down. Got the same sound, same crowd. When you see me out, if you see me out, you better smoke me out. Let's talk about shit you probably scared to talk about. Let's talk about it. Put it out so we can put it out. Talk about it, let's put it out. You safe? You safe?
Hey, Dad?
You safe?
Can I have a snack? Are you awake?
I don't know. Leave me alone. Go get the flaming hot Cheetos. Damn stone. What's my point? Hold my joint.
Friday, highway, straight to the wild style. Cooling out, cruising down 75 South. Same old, every day, not now. It's hot now, rock out. Summertime, top down, pump the brakes. Time out. See that shit? Stop now, hopped out. Baby, let me see what you got now. Cold-blooded, hot smile, pay like a Rothschild. Little bit hostile, low-level, highbrow. Need to act shy now. Got enough to lie about. Amazing how I grind it out. Now check it out. Caught a girl, boom, pow. Tryna hold room out. Made a cat stop in his tracks like up in a hideout. Push till I slide out. Hop in the whip so we can ride out. Wild out. Turn your world upside down, inside out. You just enough to shout. And I'm out.
I want you like if you and I went for a ride tonight. I want you like if you and I went for a ride tonight. I want you like if you and I went for a ride tonight. I want you like if you and I went for a ride tonight.
They say BMW's a black man's wish. They need to add a couple mil and some chicks to the list. What's up, Cruella? They say I'm a cool fella. Don't believe what the girls in school tell you. Your life's an illusion, right? Mine's an illusion too. Follow my lead, what good can confusion do? You play the hand you dealt, I got aces. Give me sour grapes, I'll make wine, you can taste it. Straight from the core, then core to the mantle. I could give you love you can't handle. I'm in the place, you can let it all go. You wanna hear the secrets, nobody knows. You got the glow, plus a few more gifts. After you, please, I insist, it's like this and that if you let me. Make a move till you get your body all sweaty. I stay there for next level, next. Built for traditional and wild sex. Yeah, no,
Encima de la profe me bajé con el costal de directora no me quiere, pues con el pastel al mono y en el recreo con toda la
son las mujeres, quieren cinga conmigo a la mala, quieren desachele, quieren que yo se los pele, que le rompan los brasiles y que le dé por el chiquito, aunque me digan que le duele. Están fronteando, pero no tienen ni un chele. El hijo de Michelito, el que tiene los cacabeles. Soy yo, ustedes no corren, nada matan en cuela. Soy el máximo, el meloso, la parita de todo. Le doy en la escuela, le doy donde sea, tan de la abuela, pero yo le doy su pela normal para que ella le duela. Ella está clariza que yo mangué con Pamela, que le rompí su culito en el baño de la escuela. Ella me pedía leche, ella pedía leche, nada más quería leche, ella quería que yo se la eche,
Te saca tu colar, ¿dónde está la verdadera calentura vaginal? Te saca tu colar, ¿dónde está la verdadera calentura vaginal? Te saca tu colar, ¿dónde está la verdadera calentura vaginal? Te saca tu colar, ¿dónde está la verdadera calentura
Never met a plan to put on my down and make you understand. Make you wonder then, how could one man cram all these lyrical sounds together with you singing, rapping, and chatting? When I grip a microphone in front of a crowd, that's when it happens. That's why when the MC tries to test me, I just sign no matter what am I doing or what am I trying to still can't decide. The perfectionist, multi-talented, verbal, ambidextrous one. There's so many thoughts on, but this man is this good one. Supreme being, overseeing what's supposed to be seen. Self-knows and self-awareness never have to redeem my soul from the white man of the bite. Damn, cause when people win in the base, it's a bam bam. Yo, I was thinking of lyrical styles when I was young, now I'm a shoulder. Just like Bob Marley, I'm a Buffalo soldier, not a dreadlock roster. But you know I got to prove myself, cause there's millions of just MCs on this roster. So to stop the noise and spread the joys and pepper the code. Then won't play the fool and prove to the right mistake is rude, so I twist and bend. Typical ragamuffin slangs and styles, friend. But I'm a culture from the get-go, so yo, I won't pretend to use this accent that sounds somewhat different from the rest. When I stick arrest the microphone and prove that I'm the best. In other words, maybe just a comment, in other words, maybe just a thought. Whenever I want no heat, that MCP come just to run me down, so back hard. Sunny, and let me make my money. Back up, Sunny, and let me make my money. Back up, Sunny, and let me make my money. Back up, Sunny, and let me make my money. Listen, now it's my turn. Check out my lyrical style and patterns. When I'm out of pants, so short term, and I'll dress up in a frock. So I'll never learn to rhyme. Just pick the mic and talk. It's a session I go cock. So I'm gonna get up in a baroque like when you're live on this now. That's the job, but not the point that I'm trying to come up with. Back up from the mic, man, before you get crossed. Because I'm seeing is essential. Writing rhymes is fundamental. Giving a race at me. Flip chalk, stencil, number 2 pencil. I'll come on. Who never the rapper? Jack is a must. And if an MC tries to test, he's gonna bite the dust. And make top bust. And we'll bite fit with the dust. So follow me, massive, follow me, crew, and listen to me. I ride the freedoms like a bronco, get some baselines like a pony. I'm Mr. Chip, the one who gets his ability, says come catch it, and I'm okay. I'm looking for the niggas, so watch me drop it. Back off, why don't you get it down by high noon? I'm not a senior, yo, and this doesn't make you go. So I assume what an MC is, the two neck wanna quit. Scanner like comes a little bit, left to right to left. So all the MCs going off with that. So I'm not hold up, don't get caught up with the so
Live to the fullest. Yeah. Live up. Enjoy your life, man. Yeah, I want you. Live to the fullest, prosper abundantly. I want the same thing for you that I want for me. No more struggling, live comfortably till I retire. Build an empire for all the younger G's. Divine lineage, Old Testament, read the scroll. Reach your goals, never forget what the teacher told.
Can't put a crown on a clown and a
expect a king. The money is filthy, but our hands are clean. Only dead men know the end of war. Think deep, don't sink. Shrimp come from the core. It ain't hard to tell who you pattern after. Look up my back, I'm a ball master. I wear the 40 like part of my fit. You could get hit, customize the back for your shit.
Yeah, succeed through the struggles. Believe there's some people who love you, and I'll be right there. You need a shoulder just to lean on. Got trouble, guarantee that the G gon' come through. And if you're ever going through it, stress thinking that you're about to lose it, you know the math, don't hesitate to use it. Put in work, rich your niggas want to smoke, let's do it. Always want to see us win, never lose, ever lose.
I never talk street shit over the phone. Without love, a house is not a home. Your failure's not my success. No, it's progress in your process. See me, I'm a man of respect. Catch me in the park with your pops getting reps. Yeah, Elamine is the Don Dada. My youngest smoke is Zaza. Mix it with the grabber, with the grabber, the grabber.
I want you, I want you. I want you, I want you. Want me to. I want you, I want you.
We're safe.
You warmed up yet?
Oh, yeah.
Rock Phenom always
getting
coming
down.
through with them ill sets right there.
Dope set,
Even when
dope
he's
set.
not here, you know what I mean? He definitely still, spirit definitely, he leaves us with something. So shouts out to Rock Phenom right there, Now, I'm going to give a quick happy birthday shout out. Now, I know Dre doesn't like when I start off like this, but happy heavenly birthday to Selena.
Selena. The one that knows.
Anything for Salinas, let's say.
Also, happy birthday shout out to Bay Area legend Ray Love.
Ray Love.
Fun fact, he was in Strictly Dope. Him and Tupac were rhyme partners.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still doing his thing. He's still very
It's a
active.
birthday. That's why it's a birthday.
Yeah, he's still very active.
He said he likes to give birthday to dead people.
Also, you gotta remember Selena. You
I
gotta
didn't say anything
remember
about Selena. I didn't say anything about Selena.
Of course.
And so, Chance the Rapper. Happy birthday, Chance the Rapper. He's still very
That
much
fool's
alive.
dead, fool.
No, he's not.
Well, his career is.
Nah. He's still
Wife,
Never.
I'm only rapping about my wife.
Happy birthday shout out to Akon. You know what I mean?
Got me locked up.
Locked up. Did you see when they caught that predator? And
Yeah,
he
and
came
you were playing that
outside?
song. I saw that shit. That shit was funny.
It's all about him and fucking. Was it on a boat? Did he do on a boat?
I don't know. I
Oh, no,
know.
he did. I just had sex.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still
very
alive.
much alive. You know what I mean?
Very much alive.
Very much alive.
A happy birthday shout out to Martin Lawrence.
Hell yeah. Funny ass Martin.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
He just did Bad Boy.
And happy birthday shout out to my niece and nephew, Crystal and Junie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Man,
birthday.
they've been up here, kicked it.
Yeah,
They've been on the show.
I heard he did a set, bro.
Yeah, he did it. He DJs now. I was very
That's
impressed.
fucking dope. Hell yeah.
I didn't even know.
I heard he did a set though.
And you know, he's really cool. He really gets down. He's very much into the whole EDM sound. You know what I mean? So he's doing his own thing, his own lane. But it was dope. I was proud watching him. Like,
He's gonna do a set at the next comedy show,
if you want, I could ask him.
bro.
But check this out. Usually we have a set. And you know, he has his set and I have my set, but we're gonna cancel all that because I want to continue this Project Mayhem story. So I don't know if a lot of people know, but an era is coming to an end.
Oh yeah.
And when I heard about it, I was heartbroken.
So was
I was heartbroken.
Devastated.
Not just because you know I recorded at the studio, but it's extremely more heartbroken for me as it is for Doug and Ryan because I was there during this concept.
Right.
And Project Mayhem will be closing its doors.
Yeah, true that.
And man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's been a long journey, dog. Sometimes you gotta shift, right? And every time the Mayhem has been about working with different people, right?
Oh yeah.
Every time you guys see me, I'm working with different people, right? It's not just me and the same people.
Yeah.
And I've always been about that, about just shifting cycles, you know. Different people, different energy, different vibes. When you walk into my studio, it doesn't remind you of your typical studio, right? It has its own vibe, it has its own rhythm, right? And from day one, we always try to represent the art, you know, and the hip hop part and the community. So I always believe that no matter what, I'll be here to tap into the community. You know, it's a shift that happens. Mayhem's been around. We paid our dues. We did our thing. Honestly, I can say I did everything I wanted to. You know, I worked with legends in LA. You guys know, from people like, you know, members from the fellowship, Freestyle Fellowship, Volume 10.
Hey, because of Mayhem, I got the privilege of being yelled at by Keith Murray.
Yeah, Keith Murray, right?
Deserved it.
I remember just coming home from work and then seeing like Born on Law and
Right.
Tabernacle MCs recording,
Killing
you
it.
know what I mean, and just
Yeah.
killing it, and like seeing like
and I also got to work with a lot of up and coming talent, which was
Yeah.
one of my main goals, to see the raw talent, you know, before it's corrupted by the industry and whatnot, or by
Life
whatever.
itself.
Yeah,
Now-
and a lot of great talent that you will probably never see.
What
You
city
know?
is Project Mayhem in?
We're in Hunter Park, but we always
Yeah,
work.
Cannabis in Huntington Park.
No, Cannabis was Stone Age. Was
yeah,
a couple
Stone
years
Age.
before.
Yeah.
Well, Huntington Park, we didn't really work with a lot of local artists from Huntington Park. It was people from a lot of places that
All
just
over the
came
place.
to the Mayhem because they heard of us.
Word of
and-
mouth
and
from
word
other
of
people
mouth.
that recorded there.
Yeah, exactly.
Another reason why I asked the homie Kamo to be here is because he has recorded and made music at Project Mayhem.
Right.
What is your interpretation of Project Mayhem, bro?
Man, well,
your
when
experience.
When I first went there, it was first with the freestyle battles. When I heard that was going down, it was a great experience.
Great times.
And then later on, it ended up with working
remember
with
that.
them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
Hell yeah.
man, it was a completely different experience from that to that, and it just got better. The bond that me and Multi fully agreed that we placed our projects in the right hand with you, man.
Hell yeah.
And once we were listening to certain artists, and also advice from you guys as well, you know, like, hey, you should just go to Mayhem and check it out.
Right.
We first slapped it up with the single right there, A Taste, you know, so we could really check it out. I don't know if Rymen was ready for that right there.
Right.
And then after that, it was a massive different shift from that little sample to the whole EP that we did in that one day. My voice was fucking devastated that day, man.
Yeah.
But
No, hell yeah. I could definitely say check out Camo's project. It's fucking dope.
Kamo
Because,
is a dope MC.
That's you know what? You're a perfect example why I did this, because I knew there's talent in between. You know, there's talent in between the big names or whatever you want to consider it. But to me, it's been about talent and skill and the feeling, you know. And when I hear your music combined with Moti's beats, is good music. You know, it goes together. It's real. You're getting the homies' feelings 100%. you know. And I always know that when people put their feelings, it's gonna be great. And not only did we record and engineer, right, but we did a lot of events, like you said, the freestyle competition. It was actually that was the battle, my bad. But it started with something that I kind of designed called, it was like a freestyle competition where
MMA. Hey.
where it was just three artists ciphering, right? Like in a cipher. It wasn't battling. They were just freestyling, and whoever had the best freestyle obviously won.
Mixed Microphone Arts was the name
but then
of it.
we made the freestyle competition where it was you're going at it with somebody.
Hey,
So I've always been a.
I want to cut it real quick. That competition. I just want to let everybody know that it all started in the backyard of our friend Shaggy and his wife Val.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where they first took
Back
it
in
to
the
that.
Shag Shack.
Yes, sir. It started.
Yeah,
It started off in somebody's house.
We had light beat makers, so every beat you're hearing is from a beat maker.
Fresh
It's
set.
fresh. Nothing, no downloading, no YouTube shit.
Right
Raw
there on the spot,
from the
right
streets. That's why I always support it. And then rappers from the streets, from the community. We didn't fucking deny nobody.
Nope.
You know, we never said, "Oh, nah, dog, we're cool with you." Nah, hey, where you from? Kylie, let's go. You're down? Let's do it. So it was always a feeling of putting people on stage. You know, that's always one of my goals as well. Cause as
platform.
a producer, I always enjoyed. I know I'm a hip hop producer, dog. I could make the beat. I could get the rapper or rap myself. I could record it and then I could mix it and master it and I could perform it, right? So I knew if I could do that, I could kind of show any artist that, right? It was like
Oh my bad. I was gonna say a proof of that. What one artist, even though he just kind of came in quick, but I saw really how you turned this dude into an artist. I think it was Packy's boy, like a co-worker of yours, who said he just wanted to make a rap song.
Look at my cars. I got a lot of them. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you
I
made
forget
it
his
work.
name. I forget his
And
name.
You made
but-
it work. And at that time, we kind of had like two different divisions of mayhem. You had like the more like mainstream sound, like the more like, because you had like Boom Boom.
Commercial, right.
Then we had like Kelly 9. So there would be some shows that you had with all the J Dova.
Right,
And I remember he
yeah.
opened up and it kind of went with them. I was
Right.
like, he was a good
Yup,
opener.
yup,
right, hey,
I
you
guess-
you saw my design, right?
Yeah, like at least this guy who never rapped, he just wanted to try it and
Right,
see
who's
if
a
he could
perfect
blow up.
opener, right?
And like you turned him into at least
Yeah.
an opener for all those other artists who are at least experienced in that sound.
Yeah.
I gotta
He's
say
late.
that
I know where
I
you put
was
him. That was
I
the
was
producer.
there.
At least you got him there.
That was
I
the
was
producer.
there.
Exactly.
I was there when one of the recording sessions, and I saw Raw guide that fool. Someone who's never recorded, bro. Never recorded.
Yeah, I was that coach. And the thing is that I'm not gonna lie, but Packy, when we first started,
Oh yeah, I
terrible,
suck.
was the
Wackest MC
system
ever.
was off.
believe
Let's just say that, right?
Wackest MC ever.
But, and all the guys around us that were like proper, you guys know proper, who's
know
a
Proper.
great freestyler, would be like Packy ain't got it. But I never gave up on Packy.
Nah.
I never gave up on anybody.
I
I know Packy.
I didn't know anything about making music, and with Roz's guidance and Doug's
I
guidance,
knew Packy had the heart, and
That-
I was like, as long as you got that pack, you show up, I got you, dog. And next thing you know, Packy has like 3 solo albums, fucking 4 albums with Section 9, all kinds of duels.
2 solo albums.
He picked up all that work ethic. He had that work ethic.
You know,
He
a
showed
lot of
up
people
to
trip out. A lot of
sessions.
people trip out when I tell them I have like 8-9 albums under my
And,
belt.
now
I'm
the,
like,
and the
what?
people that were talking ish.
Yeah, fool, I got
have
9
nothing.
fucking albums under my belt, bro.
Let
Shit.
me hear them, dog.
I know, dog. They're the
Stop
ball.
playing,
That's
dog.
probably what I
How
want
many
to do,
singles?
dog. I want to focus on all that music, and because we got a lot of music, you know,
Yeah.
with you guys. I got a lot of music in the vault that I worked on, but because I didn't have the time or dedication, I didn't focus on it. And I feel once I take this break, I could focus on that. You know,
Lost projects.
as opposed to trying to, you know, the past 5 years was me just trying to keep the building from shutting down.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel good. That's not what it's about. You know, you shouldn't be just having a place just try to keep it on. You know, you gotta have a place and make something of it, right? So I feel like I kind of stopped doing that, and that's why I need this break, right? Not just as the owner or the business or whatever the fuck, but as the artist. Like a lot of the shit that I have is in the vault. and great music with great people, great producers. I need to focus on that. I got a lot of shit, basically, as a producer, and I feel like if I try to be the landlord, right, I can't work on it.
You can't work on that, no.
I'm gonna
Because you're too worried about keeping the lights on and everything.
Exactly. I'm too busy trying to keep the lights on when I got all this great music and great artists around me. And that's the reason I did this.
I just recently found a hard drive, bro, of music that I recorded with Paragon and music that I recorded solo. That I completely, thought that they were gone when that shit was hit. You know what I mean? Because there was twice. Didn't it happen twice or once? Once. Where somebody broke in and took a lot of the equipment, and we lost a lot of music.
Yeah.
A lot of music.
I went through that at this building. I went through that where people broke in and stole all my shit.
Damn.
All my shit. Like all my shit.
There was an album that me and Paragon.
Track.
They're looking for those files.
There was an album.
I definitely feel like shit, and at that time, I was like, I'm done. That's it. This is the sign, right? But then, little by little, everybody's like, "Yo, so what's up, dog? What do we gotta do? What you need?" I was like, "Damn!" Like D had my back. Like, "Hey, dog, let's get a camera system first of all, because I didn't even have a camera system, right?" Like, I was definitely immature in a sense.
Yeah.
Of running the place like I'm supposed to. So I learned a big lesson when they.
But how did somebody break in and people are living there?
It was an
inside job.
Yeah, inside shit. I was too
trustworthy.
Yeah, I would trust people with my studio, dog. Like,
and it worked for years because, like, dude,
it's
we're
like
like
you
all
some dude come in here and just do what he
all
wants.
of us were. See, the difference is that when he started this, all of us have known each other since we were fucking mocosos and shit.
Right.
But when you start letting other people in, then you fucking, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the benefit of that and trust
like,
you.
There was sometimes I admit I was like sketched on certain, like there was like that one random dude,
Jay,
the white dude. Like, okay, who
yeah,
is this
I started
guy?
getting people from Craigslist, dog. Like, fuck, that ain't smart. You know what I mean? I was desperate. I was like,
somebody's like me showing up, be like, "What's up? I heard I saw Craigslist."
Yeah, hey. So I went through some of that, and that definitely affected me as a producer, as an artist, as an engineer, all that shit. But it's no excuse, right? When you love something, you gotta do it. You see people supporting. It's a community thing, so I definitely always believed in that. But the shift is, you gotta. I always feel like you gotta accept, right, the shift. You can't just fight it all the time. And I honestly feel like I'm gonna do something better. I feel like me as a person, artist, I need to level up. As long as I have the Project Mayhem movement, I'm not gonna level up as an artist. I just came to that conclusion, like fuck.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think it's okay because we did all kinds of shit together, right?
Yep. Oh fuck yeah.
And I was never Mr. A dog. I'm recording myself all the time, every time. But I know people have memories, dog.
There's a lot of great fucking memories.
So many.
Bro, there was a lot of great fucking memories that I had. And I can honestly say, bro, that Project Mayhem was my home twice. Literally twice. Because when
I house motherfuckers, dog. You feel me?
When he
that's
first
crazy. Volume 10. Volume 10? Pistol Grip Pump.
He was our roommate.
Lived with us,
You know what's house people?
Who?
Diddy.
Yeah, he did for all the wrong reasons.
When Rymen told me about the spot in Huntington Park, the first people that were there was Wuzzer, right?
Wuzzer.
KO and who else?
And
Paragon.
Was
and then KO left, and then Wuzzer left, so I came in and I started living there.
And Paragon was living there, so they were at the studio.
And then it was Erica and Jasmine after that, right?
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. I had all kinds of people from different states living there.
We had one person from Chicago living with us. She was fucking awesome, dude. Shout out to Erica.
People. That's what I did learn, dog. That there's a lot of people that want to work with music from other states, dog. And they're willing to fucking.
You house them with immigrants and HP?
All that. No, none of them were immigrants.
Oh,
that's the crazy.
What pack you was?
Immigrants. The immigrants were around you outside.
Oh yeah. definitely, all day. But it was a dope experience, and I gotta say that I feel like it's the next level. It's only right.
I think in many sense it's more of an evolution. Kind of like
right.
when you look at things, it's like the shift either goes one way. You either go down or you go up. And up is always another form of evolution. You're just moving on. You made the mark that you needed to do. You wrote the pages, memories, all the great times. You know, I live by the same expression, and that whole time, I remember when I had to make a shift, you know, and to move on to other things that I was inspiring in life. But the Mayhem was a deep, deep rooted part. And I tell Rymen, you know, Rymen's been my, like, him and KO are like my two music gurus, you know. But Rymen right here was
Shout out to KO.
mad in the trenches with me, and we weren't even the two guys that are right here, the two guys that are two brothers that are speaking. We didn't even have that kind of relationship. It was like mad aggression, mad tension, but somehow through like mad persistence and just like will to do it, just we needed to do it, do or die, came through, harmonized, made some dope ass memories, and it was always like. People always told me like weird things like, hey, especially in family, you know, they tell you, why are you spending all kinds of money on that? You're not gonna be famous, or what's the point of spending all that money and doing all that? And I kind of broke it down. I'm like,
it makes me happy.
Yeah, sounds like Dre.
No, I tell them like, if you look at all the trivial things that people spend their money on, it's like sports packages and going to the bars and
Bunko Pops,
things that they enjoy. All these things that they enjoy, I can put it in the same perspective.
We're still doing it though, right?
Yeah. Even when you have a sport or anything
Or you
going
go
on.
bowling and shit like that.
And
Bowling,
everybody's hobby, every single hobby's expensive. And even above the hobby, this is just something that balances out the man, you know?
Well, it's like an art, you know. It's always been an art
is an
to us.
art. It
And
is
when
an
you're an
art.
artist, you gotta spend your money on your supplies, you know.
Yeah.
And that was always the bottom line. We spent our Saturdays, our Fridays, sometimes Sundays in the studio, just doing our thing, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, at least the people that I was with, we weren't about that bullshit, making money, disrespecting people, you know. We were just trying to be hip hop. We're trying to do what we learned, you know. We were always at hip hop shows, right?
Always.
We
Always,
transitioned from fans to artists, you know. And I was kind of there to guide my brothers, but I'm happy that I was able to guide a lot of people in the community. A lot of this shit I taught to different people, you know, a lot of people. You know, I've been doing it for almost 20 years, and I've came across so many artists, faces, emotions, and to me, that's the gift that the Project Mayhem gave me, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
That my vision allowed me, because you know these guys were my guinea pigs. Again, these guys were my punching bags. I'd come up with ideas and I'd take it out on them.
Hey, fool, 2-1, do this. Why? You fucking do it, fool.
I always argue with others. Like we were like heated. Like how we were heated earlier, and then we just cool down, and then let's go again. You know, to me that's part of the training.
Able to harmonize.
You know exactly.
There's just so much history on how we evolved when we first started this to where we are at now. Right. And I personally appreciate both of you, because if it wasn't for both of you, like, I wouldn't say talking shit, but just being on me. Hey, 2-1. Okay, for those that don't know, my name used to be 215. And
215.
Like 2-1.
That's how much you weighed.
Do that shit better. You could do fucking better. And they push me, dude. They push me. They fucking push me until I improve and shit.
Never been a sellout to me or my people, you know. If I know you could do better, I'm not just gonna stay quiet.
See, there's just so much to talk about. That's why I wanna do this is part one. There's gonna be this is gonna be a 3-part series, because Mayhem was I'm so deep rooted in Mayhem history. I want to make sure that people know how the history started.
Yes, sir.
You tell about the orgies?
Yes.
Okay.
That's part 2.
I think say origins.
Hey,
orgies.
I would like to say because of Ryan, one of my aliases is Kaki Chan.
Kaki Chan. Hey, should we tell him that story? Should we tell him that story?
Yeah,
we're gonna say that for part 2, because we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end. I want to thank both of you. I want to thank Doug. I want to thank Ra, and we're definitely gonna do a part 2 and a part 3. Boom Cool, my brother. That's another cat I'm gonna fucking have here on the show, because he's a big part of the Mayhem's family. So that's why this needs a multiple series.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Multiple
You know what I
guests.
mean? Multiple guests.
Yes,
But
sir. Thank you,
before
Kamo.
we get out of
Yeah,
here,
though.
where can they find you guys?
Well, Project Mayhem, studios on Instagram. We don't have a website, nothing like that. Instagram, Rymen Rahmastah. I got my own stuff. We got some music on Spotify under Mayhem's Finest. So check that out. It's a single, Boon and Foxy. Yeah, check me out. Check out the page. Y'all reach out. Like I said, I do have a lot of music about to release.
Hell yeah. I
So
heard
will
that
keep
beat out
everybody
when you
Can't
sent
wait
me.
to check it out, man.
Yeah.
And you can find Doug at McDouglas Farms LA, right?
No.
Like, don't look for me.
Unfortunately, I'm going the other direction in all this political and geographical turmoil. I'm going down to the basics. So I'm off the grid. I'm going back to analog. When you find me, knock 3 times or whistle or even jingle the little bell outside the door because there won't be a ring.
Goddamn.
Camo, where can they find you? Can they find you, or are you going to do the same thing? Ring the doorbell. There's going to be no answer in the door.
Jingle the balls and ring
I'm
the
gonna
bell.
jingle the balls as well. I'm gonna make it happen.
Jingle my balls when you get there.
KAMO211.RH on Instagram and Selfish Hour up
Damn,
on
fool,
TikTok,
what do you
guys.
got now? 211.RH.
That's it. Kamo211.RH.
Is that code?
Kamo211.RH. Same
Oh,
thing.
What happened to Kamo 211?
What do you call it? The account got hacked. Remember? So I had to-
Oh, that's right. That's
What
right.
can
That's
we say
right.
about that?
We're going midget porn.
Midget porn.
Yeah,
It was
the
I
best.
blame it on midget porn.
Addiction.
Paragon, where can they find you?
Marcos Paragonja, Instagram, Facebook, or by the ocean, where I figure I'm home. I'm safe. I'm
Hell
free.
Hey, Jay, can they still find you in the same alley, or is it a different alley?
What are you doing this weekend, asshole?
This weekend? I don't
Celebrate
know.
his birthday.
Oh, shit.
That's right. It's my birthday bash. My birthday
Shout
bash
out
is.
Becky, 45.
I'm gonna be 45 next Wednesday.
40
My birthday
dollars.
bash is this
Fucking
this
dog
Saturday.
celebrates his birthday all week like a bitch. What are you saying?
I'm celebrating all week, all this week, and all next week.
Yeah, so what are you doing this weekend? Tell people what's going on.
Yeah, where's the show?
The show. Okay, so check this out.
Shout out the show, you asshole.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
Tell him.
The show is in Norwalk and is a secret private party. So if you've been there before to the other parties, then you know the address. But if you've never been there and you want to come party with me, Paragon, Rock for Nom, and the whole
Kamo.
Gem Work Fest,
Kamo.
and Camo's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I won't be able to make it, man.
Camo's not gonna be there. Yeah. He said Drake's not. You
Drake's
know what he
not-
said? He said, "Hey, if Drake's not gonna be there, I don't want to perform."
I know, bro. We're
you're
gonna be at the
worse.
same spot together. We both gotta wash our hair.
But we are celebrating my birthday, the homie Tech's birthday, and I just found out that me and the legendary MC Supernatural, we have the same birthday.
Nah, it's
So
bullshit.
yeah, it's gonna be dope. He's gonna be in the house.
That's super dope.
He's gonna be the performing and shit. So I feel
Bro, if I didn't have
blessed.
to wash my hair, I would be there.
I understand. Your hair is
You know
very
who has my
beautiful.
birthday? Michelle Obama.
Oh,
Damn.
nice. Now I hope I see you guys there. You know,
I'm
it's
there
gonna
now
be
for
dope.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll be
like the
there.
spot. I'm
You
on
You
it.
know?
You don't sound like you're gonna be there.
I got
you
the
gonna be there,
address,
Doug?
dog.
Yeah, you better be there.
I'll be
You
there.
tell me, bro. You can tell
Yeah, I'll be
there.
there.
You're gonna be there.
Nah,
Camo, if you're not busy, roll up.
For sure,
I'm gonna
man.
be performing 2 new songs from a new EP that I've been working on, and we're gonna have the homie Dusty who's gonna be performing with me and Paragon together, and Paragon and Rock for Nom are gonna be doing a set as Transit Crew
That's dope.
as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be dope. The homie.
You record it?
Yeah. Yes, I have. Actually, I have a photographer who's gonna be coming through.
Get some
That's
footage.
dope. Who's that? Scar?
No. It's gonna be the homie Mike Mojo, who's used to be who
Oh,
has been a
sick.
guest here.
I'm gonna see Mike Mojo.
Yeah, Mike
Another
Mojo's gonna be.
another guy I trained.
Yeah, Mike
wait,
Mojo's gonna be there taking flicks and stuff like that. We're also gonna have Rob G set up for gorgeous carnitas. He's gonna be selling burritos and agua frescas, and then we also
Is the
have
guy gonna be there?
nah, but we are gonna have is
The homie.
Pit Master Tacos.
Bro, you have the best barbecue in town,
Yes,
trust me.
Johnny and the homie
Barbecue is
Scum.
I'm gonna need
Dude, they're
that.
gonna.
He
They,
will sell out.
hey, all I gotta say is this. They asked me what I wanted, and I told them I wanted birria. And they said, all right, we're going to work on something with birria. They didn't tell me what, but there's going to be something to work with birria. Woo! So make sure,
Oh, it's like a special birthday request?
yeah.
We're gonna be here at the comedy
Birria
show.
egg rolls.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and, roll up. It's going to be dope. It starts at 5 and it ends at 11. So, you don't want to miss out. And I am gonna be giving goodie bags out too. There's gonna be a limit, but goodie bags is gonna have some nice party favors for you guys.
Yeah, bars.
You better give me one.
No bars.
No bars.
What do you mean no bars?
No, we do have Star bars available. This is not gonna be a giveaway, but
Yeah,
they are
bars as
available.
You're
It's gonna
rapping?
be plugs, rings, and lubes.
You mean no bars as you're rapping?
No
Bars.
sparks.
I'm gonna be rapping.
I know that's right. No bars.
No, I love bars.
Oh, you know how to rap?
I do.
You're a rapper?
I try.
You was a rapper?
I try.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, next Wednesday.
High school and be like, "What's up? Got flows?"
Next Wednesday.
Got flow. He goes to people and be like, "Got flows." It's like a
Yeah,
dickhead.
yeah, I got bad flows.
Like a dickhead. I know.
Next
It's
Wednesday.
bad, bro. It's bad.
Is my birthday episode because next Wednesday is my actual motherfucking
Yeah.
birthday. My birthday lands on a fucking packing ganja show day, bitches. So I'm gonna make sure I bring a fucking bottle of Hennessy and I hope whoever's here takes a
you
fucking
gonna be
shot with
here?
me. Yes.
You're like, what? You ain't gonna be getting laid?
Hey, you're gonna be
Bro, fool,
Like,
I'm
right,
not worried
ditch
about
this
getting
place.
laid. I'm not worried about getting laid. I already have a
Out of
kid.
all
I would
places,
ditch this place.
Yeah. But make sure you guys tune in next week because we'll have a few surprise guests and shit. So
Let's do it.
let's get out of here.
All right,
Peace
all
out.
right,
Peace.
Peace.
Guys ready?